Hi, I'm Andrew, and I care for my mother who's been living with dementia. On this channel, I share my caregiving journey, the lessons, the love, and the faith that carries me through. Let us encourage and support each other as we journey together. Hello to all my YouTube family and friends. Welcome back to A Caregiver's Love. If you're new here, my name is Andrea, and this is a place where caregivers are seen, heard, encouraged, and reminded that they are not walking this journey on their own. Last week, we began a brief series by talking about caregivers' guilt. We wrestle with those painful questions that many caregivers ask themselves after losing someone they love. Did I do enough? Could I have done any more? If you haven't seen that episode, I encourage you to watch it because it lays the foundation for today's conversation. Today, I want to talk about something that I don't think enough people prepare caregivers for. And it's not about the funeral, neither is it about sympathy cards, it's not the flowers. I want to talk about the morning after caregiving ends. I'm talking about that ordinary morning when we wake up and for just a second we forget. You get off the bed and your feet touches the floor and your mind immediately begins making a list and need to check on our loved one. Did she sleep well? I need to give her medication at 8. I need to refill that prescription. I need to encourage her to drink more water today. Maybe I'll make her favorite breakfast. And then in an instant, reality comes rushing back. None of those things need to be done anymore. And in that moment, the silence becomes louder than you've ever heard before. If you've lived this, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? People often ask grieving caregivers, "How are you doing?" But very few people stop to ask, "What does your day look like now?" Because your day no longer looks like anything like it did before. For months, years, and sometimes even decades, your life revolved around another person and their needs. Your schedule wasn't yours. Your sleep wasn't your own sleep. Your emotions were not your own either. You became that nurse, that advocate, that companion, the chauffeur, the medication manager, the cook, the housekeeper, and often the one your loved one depended on the most. Caregiving wasn't simply something that you did on a day-to-day basis. It became who you were. Then suddenly, the role you faithfully carried for so long just comes to an end, just like that. The calendar is empty. The pill organizer box sits on the table untouched. The doctor's office stopped calling. The medical equipment is gone. The favorite chair that your loved one used to sit on just sits quietly in a corner. And for the first time in a very long time, no one needs you in the way they once did. That realization can be heartbreaking. Have you ever found yourself standing in the grocery store, reaching for maybe yogurt that your loved one always used to enjoy, before suddenly remembering they are no longer here for you to buy it for them? Have you ever walked past their bedroom and instinctively lowered your voice because you did not want to wake them up? Happens. Have you ever heard an ambulance going by in the distance and immediately felt your heart begin to race before remembering it isn't your emergency anymore? Have you ever picked up your phone because something happened and you wanted to tell them about it, only to realize there is no one to answer on the other end of the phone? This happened to me several times after my mother-in-law passed. It happened to me when my aunt passed. These moments may seem small to someone else, but you see, to a caregiver, they are enormous. They are reminders that love leaves fingerprints on our everyday routines. Love creates habits. Love shapes our days. Love changes the way we think. So when the person we love is no longer physically with us, those habits don't just disappear overnight. No, they won't. There's something else I don't think we talk about enough. Caregiving is one of the few jobs in the world that no one prepares you for retirement. Think about that for a while. Yeah, no one prepares you for retirement, so there's no retirement party, no farewell party, no one coming to wish you all the best. And there's no orientation for your next season. We didn't get a handbook neither that tells us what tomorrow is supposed to look like. Nope, you'll never get one. One day your assignment simply ends, and somehow we're expected to know how to build a completely different life. That's not easy at all. And if you have struggled with that, it doesn't mean you're weak. It means you are human. I've always come to realize something else. even after caregiving ends, your body does not realize it's over. Nope. You may still wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning because that is when you used to check on your loved one. You may still listen for sounds coming from a room that is now empty. Your ears are still listening, right? Your heart is still standing guard. Your mind is still protecting someone it can no longer protect. That's because caregiving changed you. It shaped your routines, your thoughts, and even the rhythm of your days. If that's happening to you right now, please don't think something is wrong with you. Nope. It's actually a reflection of how deeply you loved. Who am I now? One of the hardest questions that former caregivers ask is, who am I now? For years you introduce yourself, even if only in your own mind, as someone's caregiver, right? No, that title feels like it's gone, it's taken away from us. But I want to gently remind you of something today. Your caregiving assignment may have ended, but your purpose has not. God never intended for your identity to be found only in what you did for someone else. No! And that's reassuring. Your identity has always been found in Him. Him. God. The compassion you develop didn't disappear. The patience you learned didn't disappear either. The strength you discovered is still with you. The wisdom you gained did not leave with your loved one. Nope. Those beautiful gifts are still a part of who you are. It is. Perhaps God isn't asking you to become the person you were before caregiving started. Nope. Perhaps He's inviting you to become someone new. Someone with greater compassion. Someone with deeper empathy. Someone whose pain has become a bridge to help someone else. Isn't that how God often works? He takes the chapters of our lives that brought us the greatest heartache, and He uses them to bring hope to someone else. Isaiah 43 verse 19 says, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it?" I love that verse because God doesn't tell us to forget the past. He simply reminds us that He isn't finished writing our story. Maybe you have been wondering what comes next, right? Maybe you have been asking God, what is my purpose now? I don't know exactly what the next chapter looks like for you. I seriously don't. But I do know. I know this. Your story didn't end when caregiving ended. I'm positive. There's still life ahead of you. There are still people who need the wisdom you've gained. There are still caregivers who need someone who truly understands how they are feeling. There are still opportunities to love, to encourage, and to make a difference. Before we close, I want to speak directly to the caregiver who feels lost today. You. Yes, you. If your house feels painfully quiet, if you keep reaching for routines that no longer exist, if you wonder whether anyone understands this strange emptiness, please hear me. You are not forgotten. You are not without purpose. And you are certainly not alone. The silence will not disappear, but it will begin to speak differently. Instead of reminding you only of what you've lost, it will begin reminding you of how deeply you loved your loved one. And what a beautiful privilege it was to love someone so completely. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this video encouraged you, please like, subscribe, and share it with another caregiver who may need this message. I personally would also love to hear from you in the comments. What is one routine you still find yourself doing even though your caregiving journey has ended? Your answer may truly remind another caregiver that they are not alone. So until next time, let me encourage you to love upon your loved ones right now while they still can appreciate your love. Walk good. Goodbye.